What's up guys, J-Dog back here again, and today we're back with some Bedrock commands. And we're going to be looking at how to create a jail. Not actually how to build the jail, that's completely up to you. However, we're going to be building a jailing system. Much like Essentials if you ever played with Java plugins before. We're going to learn how to do this with commands, or how to make areas that you can jail people within them. So let's get started with the commands that we're going to need first. Go away sheep, they really go away. First one's going to be the locator command. This is going to locate anybody that we pinpoint with the jail tag. Second is the ticking area command. This is going to make any command block within a 4 chunk radius of this work throughout the entire server. Otherwise, if you don't add a ticking area, once you leave 4 chunks away from this block, the command simply won't work anymore, until you enter back again. Lastly, we're going to be showing you how to actually add the command. This is going to be how we can get somebody to go to jail or take somebody out of jail. We're going to be showing this through the command and then again through the command block at the end if you want to go a little bit more extravagant and add a courtroom or somewhere that you can jail them from. That could also be for your admins if they don't have command access. So let's get started first with the locator command. We are going to need a command block for this. To get a command block, do a / give followed by your player name. And then type in command block. We're going to be going for the repeating command block. Then place it down, open it up, and we're going to need to write this in particular command right here, which is going to be TP at A. You don't need to put a space there, but you can put a space if you do want. That really doesn't matter. Then we're going to do a square bracket followed by tag. Then we're going to put what the tag is, so equals, and then we're going to add the jail. The reason I've put jail 1 is because you can actually have multiple jails here. We're just going to stick with the 1 for now, but you can keep repeating this for however many jails you have. So I'm going to call this jail 1, so the actual tag is jail 1. Then we're going to close the bracket because we've specified the tag at anybody with this tag. Then you're going to need to have your jail coordinates. Currently I've got this set to 2 blocks above this block, so let's go find the coordinates of your jail. For this, turn your coordinates on, go and stand inside the jail, and then note the coordinates down. And another tip is build your jail on top of deny blocks. That'll make it so the players can't just simply dig out or get escaped by other people. To get these, / give your player name, and then just type in deny to get the deny block. This will stop any player above this or on the block itself being able to break any of the blocks. They can however dig underneath, but they can't break the block itself, so they won't ever be able to get up to the jail or build over it to get anybody to escape. Now with the command taken, we're going to go back to our command block. We're going to make this repeating as well, so that's going to be repeating, unconditional, always active, and this is important, the delay in ticks. This is because this will only do this once. What we want this to do is every 10 seconds make sure that they're back there. This will stop it in case they starve to death and then go back to their spawn point, or find any other way to find their way out of the jail back to the spawn point. Within 10 seconds they're going to be brought back again. This is 10 seconds because every 20 ticks is 1 second, so 200 ticks is 10 seconds. Back to the command, and now from the TP at A, we specified our tag, and now we want to add the coordinates of our jail cell, which was 73465 or whatever your coordinates are. Now we can close this down and we know that this is now locating any player with that tag at any point of the game. Now let's make this so it actually works everywhere throughout the server with the ticking area command. For the ticking area command, let's just show you in the chat bar. If you do this on a command block, it will simply do this from the location of the command block, or you can do this from the chat bar. So let's just go ahead in the chat bar, and we're first going to start off with a / and then start to type in ticking area. Press space and then you're going to be able to add. This is going to be where the ticking area is going to be, so you can specify either by coordinate like this, by tildes to say right here, or I'm going to specify in first of all a circle formation from tilde, so this is going to be right where I'm stood here, so that's going to be from where my player is stood, or if you're doing it at a command block, where the command block is. We're going to do this in a circle radius of 4 chunks, so this is going to affect outwards of 4 chunks. If I do this as 1, it will be 1, etc. It only goes up to 4 as a maximum, and then I'm also going to name it, I'm going to name it jail. That's just for my reference, so when I do a list of ticking area commands, I can go back and check it. Just a tip here, don't make too many. I recommend making 1 ticking area and having all the commands like this that you want running throughout the whole server in the 1 area. Press enter, and as you can see it's added another ticking area. Now with this setup, anywhere within the server, if you now tag somebody with a particular tag that we're going to put on, it will then send them to the jail every 10 seconds. Now let's check out the actual tag command itself. If you have got OP on your server or your realm and you're able to actually do the command's going to be this. / tag the player name, add, and then the tag name. Just to explain here in the location, what we've done is we've made a locator looking for this tag here, jail 1, no capitals at all, just jail 1. So if I now tag anybody with that tag, they're going to go to the jail. For instance, if I do a / tag, press space, I'm going to put the player name, press space, I'm going to go to add, and then we go to jail 1. Now you'll see within the next 10 seconds, this guy is going to get teleported over to the jail. There we go, he's gone over, and let's check it out. There we go, he's in jail. That really is as simple as it is. Now this guy's going to keep getting teleported, so let's say he actually runs out of the jail, escapes for some reason. Within 10 seconds he's always going to get teleported back to the jail because that's the way we set it. And you can of course change that if you do want it to be more frequent or less frequent. So now let's say the guy, he's finished his time in jail, it's time to let him out. What we can do is we can do a / tag. We're going to put his player name. Instead of add, we're going to go to remove, and then we're going to remove the same tag, so jail1. Press enter, you can now run freely without getting teleported back. So guys, fairly simple, and if you do want to have a method to get them out of the jail, you can also put a command block and do that last command with a command block inside their jail so it reaches them. Maybe put a radius of 10 or something so it removes everybody, in the area with the radius with that tag. However, the better method that I do prefer is actually making yourself a little courtroom, somewhere to hold the defendant, and then a button that will send them to jail. So we're going to need a few things here, which is going to be the measurements of where the area is for the person that's going to be stood there that might or might not get sent to jail. So to explain this better, we first need to get the coordinate of the first corner. This is going to be this block right here because this is going to be the first corner we start with. You're going to need to get the X, the Y and the Z value of your location of that particular block. To do this, stand here with your feet on that block on top of the grass. Next up, we need to get the other 3 dimensions to make this a cube. We need to get the DX coordinate, which is how far away it is from this corner in the X-axis. In this case, the X-axis is going this way. It's going 1, 2, 3 blocks away, and it's going downwards, so my DX is going to be -3. Now for my dy, I need to measure how far up I come from my first coordinate, and that's going to be 3 blocks, so anybody's going to be affected within 3 blocks upwards from here, and 3 blocks on the x direction down, so I'm going to keep the number 3. Lastly, we need to get the dz, which is how far on the z-axis it is from here. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks from the original block, so anybody from here to here will also be affected. So I'm going to write down -5 because that's going down the z-axis rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going down. Now make sure you take down these coordinates as well as the first coordinates here. And again, to get them first coordinates, just break the block and just stand right here. That's going to give you your first initial coordinates, which is 716, 64, 445 in my case. And as you can see, and as I was saying, as I go down the z-axis, it's going down in numbers, so that's why that was -5. And the same if I go on the y-axis, you can see it's going 715, 714, 713, so it's going down. That's why it's -3 for the dx, +3 for the dy, because it's going up, and then -5 going on the z-axis. So enough with the boring math stuff, how do I get this in the command block so it works? So once you've got your original coordinate and the dx, dy, dz, we're going to come over to a command block that's obviously near somewhere that you can press the button, and we're going to place it down. This is going to stay as an impulse, unconditional, needs redstone command. And here we're going to look at this big jumble of numbers. Now to explain this further, we're going to be doing a tag, and we're going to do @a, so this initially is for everybody, however then we're going to specify a location. So after @a, and again you can put a little space between @a and the square bracket, it really doesn't make any difference. Then we're going to do a square bracket followed by an X. This is going to be your original first block, which I was talking about. So the X was 716, so it's going to be X equals 716, comma, Y equals 64, because it was 64 on the Y-axis where I stood, comma, Z equals 445, because that's where it was on the Z-axis. Now we get to the interesting part with the DX, DY, and DZ. If you've taken your measurements, you're going to continue this on with a comma. DX equals, in my case it's -3, comma, dy is 4, because it's 4 upwards from my first block, comma, dz, and that's going to be -5 because it's -5 on the z-axis from the first block. I'm going to continue that by doing a comma and then a c equals 1, that means it's only going to affect one person in that area. If you wanted it to affect everybody in that area, just take that away, take the comma away and just have it as -5. Or whatever your last dz equals, and then close the bracket with a square bracket. Finally, we're going to add the tag, so we're going to do add, and then we're going to do the tag name exactly as it's spelt. So that's jail1 in lowercase. Whew, should have been a maths teacher. Anyway, once you got that up and ready, you can put a block on top of it, or I suppose a button right on top of it as well. And you can now check out whether you've actually got the right location. Off to jail, my friend. And there we go guys, we now have a complete jailing system for your Bedrock realm or server. And if you could, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, it really does make the difference. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye.